Let me start from again. A high value man is someone who takes
Wait. Drink
responsibility for
again.
his own
Take
life.
another drink. Take another shot. You got any more? Any more in your glass? Yeah. Take a little shot because you probably need that, and then hit it again. Not all, not all, mate. This is episode 14 of the Sup'm Show. You're talking men of little.
Little to none.
I think some people about to get their feelings hurt only because it exposes the truth.
With this show here, I need everybody to know we protect the truth, not your feelings.
Let me
Let
me go get my drink. Happy birthday, boy.
There you go. He's still recovering. See the eyes? I told you. What did I tell you guys? You're recovering.
No, man. I get drunk tonight. Not last night.
Oh,
for sure.
Tonight?
Is that
cool?
Right after this.
Who doing the dictionary
me?
Descriptions?
I got it right here. High value or low value?
Let's say what a high value man. They're both subjective, but let's see what a high value man is.
Okay, now this is according to bullshit ass Google. Okay, not us. A high value man is someone who takes responsibility for his own life. That's good, and the lives of those around him. That could be subjective. He knows that he has the power to make things happen. Absolutely. And he does whatever it takes to get the job done. Absolutely. He isn't afraid of hardworking or challenging situations. Absolutely. Because he knows that ultimately he is in control. I'll say it was a pretty good definition.
Pretty good. In fact, I want you to read that. Hit that one more time.
All right. Here we go. A high value man is someone who takes responsibility for his own life and the lives of those around him. He knows that he has the power to make things happen, and he does whatever it takes to get the job done. He isn't afraid of hard work or challenging situations because he knows that ultimately he is in control. That is a great definition.
Wow.
I like it.
So, that's a good definition, no?
I say it's on point. I would change it to, instead of saying people around you, I would say more or less like people you're responsible for, family, etc.
I would too. Now,
I'm not responsible for everybody around me.
Absolutely
I'm only responsible for my family and people who depend.
Let's go on the other side of the spectrum.
I was about to ask. Yeah, please.
I got you, man. You know what's so funny? They have an immediate response for high value, but low value is not an immediate response like that one here. Oh, okay. Here we go.
All right.
Low value men are passionate about things, goals, and dreams that either adds no value to their lives or the lie outside of their control. A typical example of being so passionate about a team as to merge one's own ego and pride with that team. Whatever the hell this was, man. You want me to run that again? You want me to run it again? Because that's crazy. Want to run it again?
Run it again, Juan.
Right. What is a low value man? Low value men are passionate about things, goals, dreams that either add no value to their lives or that lie outside of their control. I would say I'll just throw a little something in there. Anyway, we're gonna get to that. Let me finish off because I got a lot to say on this. So anyway, a typical example of being so passionate about a team as to merge one's own ego and pride with that team.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, see, I tell you this was going to be heavy. Y'all didn't believe me. So
I don't think Ruckus agree with that definition.
No, yeah, but see, the thing is, I think that's what Ruckus was saying is actually what the public opinion is the instant they hear high value.
Well, I'll tell you. My problem, I like that definition, and that was always my personal definition, right? Something to that extent, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But whenever you see it used, whenever you hear it used in social media and stuff, it always kind of only refers to a man with money.
Right.
Yes. Agreed.
And so everybody thinks that a high value man is a man with money.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Who's pretty decent looking and got some money. Got a business, got a career.
Right.
And you can still be a useless asshole and have millions of dollars.
True.
Sir, this is a family show.
I know.
No, it's not.
But yeah. Oh, we on
This is
our
the
own
family
page
show.
now. We didn't graduate.
Like it's not. Hey, it's his birthday. He can do it. He can do it. Only this time. Only this time. Don't come with it no more next week.
This
Can't do it.
That's my
show
one
number
time.
14, bro.
That's right.
You want to try to be a family show? Show number 14. You're the whole season. You're the whole season in.
Run that shit. Hey, run that shit, bro. Run it back.
So listen, because I think it's important that we address what the public opinion is when we talk about high value. I just recently had a conversation with one of my friends who's a female, and she mentioned that she feels as though a man is supposed to I'll finish that. A man is supposed to give maintenance money to his wife or his woman. And what I said was I didn't cuss or carry on or I was taken aback by it a bit.
Maintenance money.
But after thinking about it, I was like, well, yeah, if she's a homemaker and she is doing all of the, she handling all the business at home and she's not really, even if she has a job, it's not like a full-time job, but she's making a lot of money. Then yeah, why not? She would want to feel nice, so she would want to look nice, and that costs money. So if he has the money to give to her for maintenance because she's handling that, I don't see it as much as a problem. But if she has a maid and the maid is doing the work, and she has a nanny, and the nanny is doing the work, and she has a chef or a cook in the house, and the cook is doing the work, and there's a house manager, like if you have an estate, then no, she should not get any maintenance money because everything is being maintained.
Well, let me say this. Let me ask you. When you go back to that particular friend, ask them this for me, right? So, all right, let's say you get maintenance money, that's like allowance, whatever, right?
Right.
So, from her perspective, what is her duty for that maintenance money? Because I work hard for my money, right? And seeing that I work hard for my money, if I'm going to give you that as a form of maintenance money, whatever that's supposed to mean, right? What do I get in return? Do you get that maintenance money just because you my girl and you my wife and that's it? What do I get in return that makes me want to give that maintenance money?
Keep that question before we get to that. Remember that question.
Yeah.
So tying that conversation into what is a high value man makes it apparent that the public opinion is that a high value man is a man who can give a woman money. You understand?
Yeah.
Or who pays all the bills, or who
is that public opinion, or is that the modern day woman's opinion?
I think both. Some guys believe that too.
I think both too.
Some guys
carry on.
believe that too.
I think both too. I think both. Go ahead.
It's not because it's because they don't have guidance. They believe that because that's what society is saying.
And they never asked Google, because Google just told us that ain't really the case. But you see,
really ain't
that's wild. That's wild how we all think a certain way when we hear a certain thing, but it's not actually the truth. Because I was thinking before the show, it's like, okay, what is valuable? And like you said, it's subjective. Like who are we talking about? Like if you're talking about your children, what is valuable to them? And a lot of people would think, oh, they get the freshest shoes or all of the games or a nice house to live in or goes to a fancy school. Like that's valuable to the children. But no, really, what's valuable to children is quality time. Like creating those memories and playing with them and giving them your attention. And that doesn't cost money. You see what I'm saying? But society kind of makes it seem like, okay, if you can't do these things, if you can't compete in the realm of buying expensive things for your children, then you aren't valuable. You know what I'm saying? But the high value is the fact that you man enough to sit down with your daughter or your son and teach them how to ride a bike, even if the bike is borrowed. You know what I mean? Or teach them how to fight, or like spending quality time, and that's what Google is, I think, pointing towards what actually is high value, and we get on our high horse. Wait, before we get any deeper, that question you said, what are you getting in return for the value you bring?
Let me break that down.
Right.
The reason why I ask this, right, is because if you as a female just automatically going to think that's automatic, what am I supposed to think as a man? Is it supposed? So, like you said, if X, Y, and Z is automatically taken care of off rip, so you pretty much just laying around and collecting money, right? Whether it be wife or girlfriend or whatever, right? So when I ask you to do a certain task, now I ain't trying to take shit to the extreme where some crazy shit. No, the most simplest task. Should you do it with a smile? Should you do it with a smile? Should you do it with pleasure and joy? The same pleasure and joy.
What kind of task? Huh? What kind of task you talking about?
Make me a sandwich.
Okay.
Simple.
All right, cool. You paying maintenance and you would like to have a sandwich. Are you gonna say though? Are you gonna be but one? Are you gonna say go make me a sandwich?
No.
Or are you gonna say, hey, babe, I'm hungry. Do you mind making me a sandwich?
No. It's not. Do you mind? Because why should it be? Why should it be? Do you mind? Because you shouldn't have a problem with making me. It's going to take you 5 minutes. Now, I ain't talking about no big, exquisite chef made sandwich where you got a rotisserie turkey. I ain't talking about that. The most basic ham and cheese sandwich. It shouldn't be. Do you mind? Because I'm pretty sure you don't mind when I come in with that money.
So the in return is the service with a smile. You say, and that would that make her a high value woman? Because I also want to get to that side and include that in the conversation too. If you have a high value man, then what is a high value woman?
Let me break this down. Now, follow me on this. Everybody listening, and both of y'all, right? This is a little deep here, but check it out. Women are born with value. You want to know why? Because when all else fails, society and the majority of men come to the rescue. So they're born with value, bro.
Okay.
You know who have to prove their value? Men. We have to build ourselves to a particular level to be viewed as a valuable anything. Right. You understand me? So, and not to be explicit, okay, but most men are thirsty. And when I say thirsty, I mean thirsty for the most average and below average female, okay? So the value that a female is born with is right between her legs.
As far as
she's born with that because the majority of men, whether they be high value or low value, will go to the ends of the earth just to get that. So in her mind, she's valuable. In her mind, she's valuable. And I'm not saying there are no values. So ladies who's listening, please don't take it that way. JP love the ladies. It's not a hate, a woman hate. It's not even a type of thing.
Ladies.
Okay? The thing is, we as men, we have to prove ourselves. It doesn't matter. You can be the best looking man out here in shape with $1 million, and females will still call you broke and dusty.
So, Doc,
go ahead.
If how you feel about this concept that I ran into, and is very similar to what probably the exact same thing what Juan said. Men cannot pretend to have value. Men cannot just say I'm valuable and people have to accept it as fact. You have to prove it. You have to come with your receipts and cashable checks. On the flip side, a woman can say, I'm a princess and I'm royalty. And regardless of her history, regardless of her future, regardless of who she is in the present. We are to society accepts that and says that is who she is. That is she is if she wasn't before, she is restored now. If she isn't as yet, she will be. And you should treat her like a queen. All women should be treated like queens. That's the general consensus. Do you feel as though that is more prominent than any man being treated like a king, even if he doesn't have proof that he is high value?
100%. Any man who doesn't have that proof, as you say, but still gets the treatment is running some type of scam. he's running some type of scheme to fool people, to trick people into believing that he's worth more than he actually is. And a lot of men tend to do that by either telling stories or spending money where it shouldn't be spent. Renting Lamborghinis for the weekend and driving on South Beach, spending money on clothes they shouldn't be spending money on, not shopping at Ross like they're supposed to be. They go shopping in wherever, Dillard's or Balenciaga or one of those places. They walk around with one pair of Louis Vuitton slippers.
Get them, dog. Get them.
And toes very exposed in slippers. Like they get marsh right up.
Yeah. So they give off the facade that they're high value or that they've achieved things and they can afford these things, and they're not. And a lot of times it works, because if it didn't work, there wouldn't be a lot of there wouldn't have been a lot of single mothers out there or mothers out there with lousy guys or with lousy results. Let me not say guys, lousy results. And that's a two-sided, both sides are to blame for that, because one side is trying to put on a facade and the other side isn't doing their due diligence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do your due diligence, be patient, and the truth always comes to light. But unfortunately, most of the time, by the time the truth comes to light, there's a child involved, or a lot of money has been spent, or sometimes you're married. You know what I mean? So a lot of guys, yes, a lot of guys do run that game. The truth is, high value men don't go out trying to prove that they're high value men. You know what I'm saying? A high value man doesn't have to do that. A high value man knows that his value is his attraction. So he doesn't have to go waving it around like a flag or putting it on his forehead or displaying it in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Or at least not for the purpose of getting attention, or for the purpose of trying to swing girls. You understand what I'm saying? To me, your purpose as a high value man to be trying to find yourself a high value mate. That should be the whole deal, the whole goal. You understand?
So
I slightly gotta disagree with that, but go ahead. Slightly.
What's the other?
Well, I mean, that's cool, but I'm not going to pair myself up with anything that isn't worth my time. So
I agree with you on that. When I say disagree, I don't mean to disagree with you just for the fuck of it. That's not what I'm talking. Hey, y'all like editing out my own curse words?
Carry on.
Yeah. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that I personally think that as a man of value, me personally speaking, my opinion, this is JP's opinion. It doesn't reflect the thoughts of Dyson Knight or Kent Bazaars. That's my disclaimer. So, personally speaking, I feel as if a high value man, you should build yourself up to a level, and your mate, that will fall in line. I don't believe in seeking, me personally, I don't believe in seeking someone on my level, because in my book, we're not on the same level. We're not on the, you cannot be 50-50. You cannot be 50-50.
Keep going.
The reason, in my opinion, the reason why you cannot be 50-50 in a relationship, so to speak, is because sooner or later, the woman in their relationship is going to feel as if she has way more say than you do. In my opinion, you have to cut that deal. I want to say 70-30. Now, don't get me wrong, 70 for the man, 30 for, when it comes to relationship wise. Reason why, follow me, the reason why I say this now, to be that type of guy, you got to pay the cost to be the boss now.
Okay.
This doesn't apply.
What does it cost to have 70% of the share in the relationship? And we're talking about authority, or we're talking about leadership. To be 70% the leader in the household. I'm feeling you. Now, so what does it cost?
We're not talking about this. We're not talking about, listen, when I say not 50-50, we're not talking about 50-50 on certain things. Sure. But at the end of the day, leadership wise, we are not 50-50.
I'm feeling you. What does it cost to get 70% right of leadership in a relationship?
Yeah, that's not what I alluded to.
No,
that's not what I meant.
No, bro. No. Of course not. I'm not disagreeing with you, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. What I'm trying to say is you got to pay the cost to be the boss. Now, whether that be working 70-hour weeks, work week, to bring in that cash and prove your worth, that's something you have to do. That doesn't come automatically. You can't be walking around here working your little $8 an hour job. Not shitting on those that do, but no woman is going to listen to you and follow your leadership if you broke. She ain't going to do it. I don't care how much.
No,
I don't care how much. Huh?
I disagree with you there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the point I was making, because that all depends on what type of woman you connect yourself to. You understand what I'm saying? The type of woman who doesn't appreciate the fact, and this is again, that you are high value, even though you work in an 8-hour job and you don't have a lot of money, she can recognize that, or she should recognize that you are a high value man, because you are a high value man. You hear that definition, right? So as long as you fulfill the parts of that definition, a woman, the type of woman that you need to be with, can recognize those things. Now, the woman who can't recognize that, you don't need to be with her. Right?
But check this out.
Even worth your time.
Right.
So the women we're talking about, these are the women I'm talking about. They're not worth your time.
But hold on.
Listen to you because you ain't making so much amount of money, or you working too much. That ain't worth your time. That's what
me and you personally discussed this before, Ken. So to speak, I agree with you. Trust me. We're not in disagreement here. Look at that. They go ahead.
There is some contradiction in the whole idea that high value doesn't mean that you have a lot of money, and having 70% leadership, you need to have a lot of money. So I think there's a slight contradiction there. Where that kind of clashes.
Let me tell you something, Dyson. I don't think that's I understand exactly what Juan's saying. We're saying two things, two different ways. But I agree with what he's saying about the 70% as far as leadership in the relationship, in the marriage. That has nothing to do with how much money I make. If my wife is a triple bit, as a matter of fact, for the first must be 3-4 years of our marriage. I said this before. My wife was making double or triple what I was making, bro. She married
your wife, bro. Your wife is an extreme anomaly, bro.
I don't think so. I think she's rare. I think she's hard to find.
That's an anomaly.
I don't think she's an anomaly. I think she is the
norm. No. She's an anomaly, bro. Reason being she's an anomaly because they're not walking around like that, bro.
No, what I'm saying is,
maybe.
Nah, bro.
But now, no.
Listen to me. Reprogram your mind here. These tricks with walking around, talking all this crap on Instagram, the Instagram models, the flipping, what you call it, the pay thing, where they pay to subscribe to you. What you call that thing again?
Ask Tyson. Man, you got like five subscription,
Yeah, all on website. Those chicks who thinks that, stripping is a good career goal, those are the anomalies. They're not the normal. The OnlyFans, thank you, Ruckus.
Yeah,
those are the anomalies.
He got like 5 subscriptions, you know it.
I'm saying those are the anomalies, and they may be in the majority, but they still the anomalies. And that is the problem. The normals are in our real life.
They're the most visible. I wouldn't say they're
we've been being bombarded with that so long that we think that they normal. They're not normal. They are normal.
I agree.
No, we don't think they're normal.
But hold on, y'all running away. Come back for a second. The point where we at now, the crossword that we at right now is high value seems not to mean you are eligible for leadership, or leadership doesn't necessarily mean that you are high value. So this is what I think, this now little concept, we got to clean that up and figure that out. Because if I'm not making a lot of money and I can't pay the bills and I can't take care of the people that are around me, that mean something to me, by our Google definition, I'm not high value. So I do need to make enough money at least to be able to take care of the people that are around me. So I can't be broke, like Juan said. You cannot be broke.
You said sometimes taking care of the person around you have nothing to do with money.
True. Very true.
So that ain't necessarily, because Google ain't saying nothing, but that definition said nothing about money.
Who damns who high value from not being high value? Can you put that title on yourself?
That's why I said
others. A man can't do it. A woman,
huh?
A woman could say that they're high value and just say it.
No. Listen, we're not talking about them right now, because the majority of them delusional, and we know how that go.
Well, a man, like we said, a man got to bring the cards to the table, the spendable cards, not the.
But hold on. I think to answer Juan's question, I think every man would call himself high value if you ask him, just like every woman would say they're a 10, right? So I think that your personal friends will tell you the truth. That's what I think. And I think that's a good barometer. I think.
What I'm trying to ask here is that, is it okay for a man to say, you know what, I'm high value? Is it okay for a man to put that crown on himself? Or does society or people in your circle have to look at you and be like, you know what?
Yeah,
that's that nigga right there.
I think that we can't just say, it will take the people around you to be able to say, yeah, you have high value.
Right? Cool. So now that we established that, right? Why is it that it's not the same for females?
Because our roles are different.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's the answer to the question.
So because being a high value male isn't the same thing as being a high value female. It's not the same thing.
Do you guys think there is a such thing as a high value female? Stop now. Don't jump in yet. Hold on. Don't jump out the window. Relax. You guys think that there is a such thing as a high value female? Go. Think about that now.
I would define a high value female. I wouldn't define a high value female the same way I define the high value male.
What's the difference?
They said the role. I think the roles are different.
What's the
but
different?
Okay, so read the definition.
You got to break it down for the illiterate, bro. Everybody don't understand. Go ahead. What's the difference?
Okay, so that same 70-30 is the difference.
Go ahead.
You understand what I'm saying? So,
hey. You see what I did there, gents? You see what I did there, Dyson? I bring it right back to the 70-30. I know this man. Go ahead, bro.
I agree with the 70-30. I told you, I agree with you. I agree with the 70-30.
Finish it up.
So listen to Ruckus, man. So I believe that a high value female is a woman who can add value to a high value male.
Whoa. That's the right thing.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's the right thing.
When your woman can add value to you, you understand what I'm saying? She is the one who, when your woman adds value to you, you have a high value female. And I'm not talking about a woman who look good on the side of you. I'm not talking about, I ain't even talking about a woman who could cook. That's not even what I'm talking about. because it has nothing to do with that. But it has to do with a woman who adds to your worth. And guess what? The same way we said, people can see that a male is high value. People can see, why all engaging in that conversation? Ignore that. People can see, people can see, listen to my point. People can see that female adds value to you. People can see that.
But you with me?
You understand what I'm saying? So that's my opinion about a high value female is.
Mm. All right.
See?
I want to point out for that 70-30 is still 100%. I think when things get a bit antsy is when it doesn't add up to the 100%, because it always has to add up to 100%. And I think that kind of reinforces in a more mathematical way.
I think we're all talking this percentage ratio. We need to be very specific. Be very specific about what you're talking about with this percentage ratio. I think we get
70% leader in the leadership role in a household. To have 70% of the leadership role. Now it's in, and I think I think we need to allow you to finish that point, because what we're talking about really as we go along that line is saying that a high value man should aim to be worthy of 70% of the leadership role. And I know how one says it kind of comes across as it kind of minimalizes the value of a woman in the relationship, but we're not talking about the overall concept of the relationship. We're talking about the value of the man. And I like the idea, and I'm trying to work the delivery to be a bit more palatable, right?
Softer. It don't have to be palatable, bro. It don't have to be, because here's the deal. That's what we do here. Kent has a certain type of.
That's not what you do here. That's not your job.
No, he's going to break this down. See, Kent has a certain way of approaching a situation. You do, and I do.
Right.
Okay. That's what makes us all gel right here. Now, when I say 70-30, right? Let me break it down, because everybody going crazy. Hey, everybody go viral on this one. Hold on, anyway. Check it out. When I say 70-30, right? Let me ask. So Ken, your wife said 50-50 or nothing. Cool. Terrific. If someone breaks in your house, Ken, you, right now, you know where I'm going with this. 50-50 now. If you can't get to that gun, are you going to allow her to do it?
I'm not going to allow her to do it, but she can do it.
Why? Be 50-50.
I know she can do it, but I'm not going to allow her to do it.
No. We don't. Listen, we're not talking about if she cannot.
Hold on.
We ain't talking about none of that. 50-50.
Let me help. If the last time someone tried to break in, you checked it out and everything was straight, and then this time now somebody's trying to break in the house, is it now her turn to go and check it out?
Hold on. I'll even go deeper than this. Check it out. I'll even go deeper than that. If you're asleep, right? Hold on. Check it out. So if you're sleeping, let's say you all go to bed, right? 12 o'clock midnight. 3 o'clock in the morning, you hear a little rattling on the window or whatever.
Right.
Can you turn over and say, hey, babe, 50-50.
Go check that out.
50-50, go check that out. No. She's going to say, get your ass up and go check that out. Now, in the process of you checking that out, all kind of things can happen, right? You can get shot. You could shoot somebody. All types of things can happen. In other words, what I'm trying to say, yes, in their mind, they think it's 50-50. In the actual world, it's not 50-50. Because the man would lay down much more on the line than she would.
Well, even if we take that out of the realm of couples and marriage,
overall,
in life, and this is a point that I said a couple of times in the past couple of weeks.
She ain't watching the show no more. She gone.
The difference between man and there's a difference between man and woman is that men do not get help.
True.
We don't get help. But if
Absolutely.
in simple terms, if there's a flat tire and a woman is driving a car, 20 people stop in to help her. Or
Correct.
asking if she needs help. If a man is out there changing the tire,
you better be straight to the store and work it out.
One of his boys might stop there with a bear or two and give him one
and watch him
fix the tire, right? right? Because man, we don't get help. So,
we talking to you bad. If you can't change the tire, we talking to you there bad. If you don't know
what I'm saying, but you want to know the bear, but you've been here forever trying to change the tire, man. So what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I come right back. But see, it goes again to say that in order for a man to say, or for himself or for anybody else to say that he is a man of value, of high value, he has to be able to handle what's the first thing Google said? Himself.
Yep. And see, and that's a problem nowadays because people in general have a big problem with a man building himself up to a level that whatever comes his way, he's equipped to handle it. And the reason why society have a problem with that, because they don't want strong men out here. Because when the Vikings and the monsters come knocking at the door, whatever you may call Vikings and monsters, you know where I'm going with this. If it ain't no strong men to pull out the arms and defend what we got to defend, they take care of everything. Yeah. That's just the way it is. But the thing is, you got a lot of these modern day females that don't even see that, bro.
So let's hit these points again, eh? And do it from the direction of the topic of the show. Men of little value. A man with little value is not able to take care of himself. Now there can be a number of reasons for that. We're not talking about an unhealthy man. We're not talking about a mentally or physically unhealthy man. We're talking about a full-grown, healthy, nothing wrong with him, man has to be able to first take care of himself in order, or you are a little value. Now let's just dig into that just quickly, because I feel like there's two sides of that. There's the side that says, what was our last show? Too hard or not trying hard enough.
Yeah.
Right?
Is it too hard? Or,
yeah.
Is it too hard?
So is it too hard to take care of yourself, or are you not trying hard enough? And I believe that both are valid, right? In some instances and in some environments, it is a bit too hard, because let's say a man got incarcerated for something stupid that's no longer even illegal. Let's say he on a drug charge, right? And now drugs is legal. He hasn't gone through. He spent most of his, after he got out of prison, he had this record, couldn't travel, couldn't get the type of jobs that he's qualified for, all these other type of things kind of stopped him from being able. It made it too hard for him to take care of himself, right? So it's a reality. But then that same guy, there are instances whereas, they overcome that challenge and still tried much harder and was able to do it. But I think in this conversation of men with little value, I want to encourage men that do have little value to say that, hey, this is not a knockdown on you. This is a call for everyone to be able to understand what you're going through so you could come up. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think everybody needs to be sensitized. All these jobs, the businesses, people that hire people, they need to be sensitized to these situations. The type of like women, a lot of women don't really even know, how challenging it is for men, right?
It's not that they don't know, they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. They really don't care, because that's not their concern.
No one is not caring for this. Because a lot of them know. Yeah. A lot of them know, they just don't care.
I want conversations like this to sensitize them to say that you need to be a little bit more. You don't need to be, but at least know that you can't just knock a man down simply because he doesn't have, right? And the next man does, because you don't know how the next man get what he get, and you don't know why he don't have what he's supposed to have. But the destination, and this is something that my cousin Caron in Trinidad said to me. He said every man owes himself his full potential. Every man owes himself his full potential. And that's to be man and woman, but mainly for the men. And us as fitness people, we go in the gym and we try to boys hole in whatever it was. We try to meet that and above. We put 5 more pounds on. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not trying to be the same thing that we were yesterday. We're trying to be better. So every day we try to be better at self. And that's what makes, I would say, each of you, my brothers, high value. Hey, watch y'all. It ain't the fact that Ken is a doctor. It ain't the fact that you got a whole flooring company spanning across Florida. Sorry. It's the fact that I see y'all on this chase to be better. And I think that is you taking care of yourself. Because it's a process. I don't know. I wrong?
No, the grind. Listen, the grind never stops, bro.
Right, it never stops.
Me and Ken always say, I so wish I could duplicate myself 4 times over. Or if I can't do that, I wish I had 48 hours in a day to achieve so much more. Because, like my brother always say, right when you think you arrived, motherfucker, you ain't arrived.
Yeah.
So do you agree or disagree? Do you agree or disagree? Men of little value use tricks and gimmicks.
Absolutely.
Yep. Smoke. What do they call it? Smoke screen and all type of stuff.
Smoke and no fire, all smoke.
These are the guys in the club with their whole month's salary in their hand, throwing it up in the air. Got the cigar and they're making the most noise. They got the bottle in their hey. That's the guy.
Like you last night. That's how you was last night. That's how you was.
Hey, I was. But my high value woman. My high value woman right next to me.
Yeah.
Right.
So you spend yours and she had the backup. So that's
so those guys in the club making all the noise, making all the noise, trying to get attention.
They trying to get a woman. You already got one.
They're trying to give off the smoke screen that they have high value.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And the one reason they're trying to do that is they're trying to get that prize that one was talking about earlier. They're trying to get that prize.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like he said, they'll do anything, dude. They will spend their rent money trying to get that thing. They'll spend their rent money.
To prove that, right? To follow up on what Ken say, right? Y'all ever notice, at least over here in Florida or the United States, y'all ever notice during tax return season, people be posting the most money up on the internet? Y'all ever notice that? There's a little extra, $5,000 to $6,000 they have spread on the bed talking about balling. That's your tax return money, man.
Yep, absolutely.
Straight up.
And when we used to be in the club and stuff, we was always them dudes to the side.
Always.
Like if there was a VIP, we in VIP and we sitting down.
We used to separate, bro. Remember?
Huh?
We used to separate. I said we never like move through the club like as a unit. We go in the VIP. You know why we never move as a unit like that? Because when problems arise, we all over the place. My brother can be by the bathroom door, and there's a problem happening, and in no time, someone from the left just sideswipe you, bro, straight up, because we spread out. We always did that shit.
We was never
and
those
quiet.
guys.
We was quiet dudes, bro. Quiet as hell. We ain't noisy. We in the building. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, no, but a lot of times in one culture, is a lot of times a lot of females would notice that. They'd be like, hold on. Remember, okay, I remember when when Crystal Palace was there, and Mace those came for that concert, Mace and Puffy and all that, right? I don't know how we end up in Crystal Palace, but anyway, so we walk around Crystal Palace, and these girls,
I remember.
Who was talking to them? Anton or somebody was talking to them. Anyway, so they was like, oh,
Show my boy the boss. Hey, Anton, you wanted that bus now, buddy. Go ahead.
It was Anton. It wasn't me. It wasn't Rod. It was Anton. All right, so it wasn't. It was definitely Anton. So
bring the bus back. Reverse it back. Come on. The bus was gone. Come back now.
The girls say, no, seriously though. The girls was like, hey man, we're gonna go hang with Mace. Y'all wanna go hang with Mace? He's like, no, we good. So he's like, y'all gonna hang with Mace? He's like, y'all don't wanna hang with Mace? No, we wanna come on, we're gonna hang with Mace. We're gonna go party with him. He was like, no, we good. Y'all go ahead.
I remember this.
See y'all later. Have a good night. And when we did, we go out and drink and we left. Yep. You understand what I'm saying? Because
the hell with Mace and Puffy, bro.
No, my point is right. My point is right, and this is all an elaborate description of liking man or not liking man, right? But what I'm saying is, high value men do not have to do all those crazy things to get attention. It's the low value man you see behaving that way. It's low value men you see feel pressured to display something, display how strong they are, display how attractive they are, display how much money they have in some type of flamboyant, ridiculous way most of the time to get the attention of the female or whoever they're trying to attract, right? So when we talk about low value men, and one thing I will teach my daughter is how to pick up on these guys. We got to teach our daughters, because we all have daughters. We got to teach our daughters how to weed these guys out.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because for me, one of the first things is that guy in the club with the bottle in the air and things like that. That ain't the guy. That ain't him. I don't care if he actually making that money. And this is where we need to. That's why we got to make the difference. But that high value isn't about money.
Yeah. It
doesn't matter if he's making millions and he's flinging it up in the club. That ain't the guy. Because he don't, like you said, Tyson. If he has to do that, then he doesn't perceive himself as truly valuable.
Right.
Yep. Truly valuable men who know that they're truly valuable don't have to behave like that.
Right.
I don't care what no one say. Call it what you want to call it. High value men do not have to behave like that.
No,
they don't. You don't see the real. And something else that Dave Chappelle said that Kanye West said. Dave Chappelle said that Kanye West said that true rich men anyway don't wear their money on their body. Mm-hmm. Even this shirt I'm wearing, even though it's nice. You understand what I'm saying? But this shouldn't be what it's all about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to teach our daughters to weed these guys out, to identify these guys, to know how they talk, because they talk different. High value men talk different than low value men.
Yeah.
Again, low value men talk about what they got, what they could do, and what they have, and where they going and where they've been, and all of that stuff.
They ain't been nowhere. Hey, the furthest they ever travel is Port and Ski Dock.
You know,
they can't. Hey, let me say they can't. I know somebody like that. They don't go nowhere.
They exist.
They don't go nowhere. They don't do nothing. But boy, they talk that talk. Trust me. They talk that talk.
It's easy. It's always easy. Well, two things are easy. It's easy to pretend. Pretending is easy. You know, no need to pretend. And it's also easy. It's easier to destroy than it is to build. And value is a build project, right? You got to gain it. Value is about gains. Is about work. You know what I mean? So I think what I'd like to do in the wrap up, because it was so spot on. I didn't even expect for it to be spot on. Sorry, I didn't even Google it before. But I want that Google definition one more time. A high value.
This nigga makes me work
Just to say to the people that would would walk in and view this show, that life is a lot more than what people tell you it is, even though we telling you, but we are talking about it. It's a lot more than what you think it is. So you should talk about it, and you should research, not just. I mean, all these issues require a little bit of extra thought. People need to grow and learn in a continuous motion. So let's get that definition one more time. High value one.
High value or low? High? All right. Listen up, people. Clean the wax out your dirty ass ears and listen up.
Right. It ain't what you think.
High value. Huh?
No, I'm saying it's not what you think it is. We're going to tell you what it is right now.
Right, straight up.
Google.
All right.
Get them.
High value man. A high value man is someone who takes responsibility for his own life and live his own life. Let me start from the beginning. A high value man is someone who takes responsibility for his own life.
Take another drink. Take another shot. You got any more? Any more in your glass? Yeah. Take a little shot because you probably need that, and then hit it again. Not all, mate.
Here we go.
Hit it one more time.
Now, seeing that I take a shot, right? The definition may be altered a little bit. Anyway,
just read what's in black and white.
All right. A high value man is someone who takes responsibility for his own life and the lives of those around him. He knows that he has the power to make things change, and he does whatever it takes to get the job done. He isn't afraid of hard work or challenging situations because he knows that ultimately he is in control, mother effer.
And that's powerful. He knows it's going to take hard work. He already knows that. And then think, all right, let's get to work. You understand what I'm saying? So I encourage all the people that now realize that they aren't as valuable as they think they have been. It's not a knockdown. It's simply saying, come up. Hey, ain't nothing wrong if you feel good balling and throwing your money up in the air. No judgment, right? But
I guess leave
my daughter alone. That's all I said.
I think it's sorry. You're closing out. Sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
No. Yeah. Go ahead. Do your thing, because I'll do the final close since I got the
well, I just a small point. Just a small point, and then I'll close. But the small point is, I feel like, not feel, but it just kind of dawned on me that it may be better to be unsure if you're a high value man than sure. Because only because as long as it continues or it helps you to continue to pursue a definition like that, because hearing that definition, I'm like, dude, maybe I got work to do too. I got more work to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I always felt that way. I always felt that way. But I mean, to me, that's a lot of pressure, but that's good pressure. And that's the kind of pressure men should be looking for.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be trying to, when Juan first told me about the whole, they're trying to destroy the male image, strong male image thing.
You remember that, bro?
I was like, are you talking? That's like 5-6 years ago. I said, dude, you talking foolish.
Years ago, I told him that. Now it's coming through.
Now, dude, I'm 100% on board because I believe that.
You take me as props, man. I was onto it, Dyson. From years ago. Can I tell you?
Clap.
And I believe the darker your skin, the more serious they are about it. Call it what you will. But it seems as if the idea of a strong male leader is like trying to be washed away.
Yeah.
And I I'm not a person that's going to stand for that. I'm not going to sit back and just allow it to happen. I'm not going to allow myself to be washed away. But we as men in general have to understand, again, the difference between high value and low value, and realize that, hey, that first point, if I ain't got that together, I can't even begin to think about, why am I in the club here throwing up bottles and throwing up stuff, and why am I in the club with my rent money?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on there? What am I doing? Why am I in the strip club giving my salary away to this girl in the strip club? That's why I don't even step in strip clubs, bro. I don't even walk inside. That's not a place I want to be.
We was never in the strip clubs though, straight
Never.
up. Even when we were younger. Never.
Yeah, never.
We was never into that.
Never ever. Even when it was on anyway. So
boy, look here. Listen. I right there looking in the corner somewhere too. I don't know what this boy talking about. That bus. Listen. Hey, listen. Bus? That bus, right? Bus? Hold on, Ken. Hold on. That Kent, right? Hey, listen. That bus left the terminal and came back in like 10 times, bro.
I was never in the strip club. I was never in the strip club looking down. I always respected the fact that they were talented dancers. And I only tipped the talented dancers.
But Dyson, you have to look up at the women. They're on stage. So you can't look down at the women.
Well, you trying to get technical. I'm just trying to say I was never in the strip club.
That's the bus. That's the bus. That's the bus. That's the bus. This Anton. This the bus.
Even I don't even know what stage you're talking. There's so many stages. Even your lap is a stage. If you think about it.
Oh boy.
The point is, the point is, man, as hard as we may go in on other stuff, and even listen, man, let's get serious. Let's get serious.
Hey, serious show.
As bad as we may go in on on other things, we need to go the hardest on ourselves.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we need to talk about ourselves more than anything else. It shouldn't be other people and the other sex talking about us. It should be us talking about us, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about us more. Let's talk about getting our act together more. And time to open our eyes, man. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid.
Give me 30 seconds, Juan.
I want to go last, man. I'll close.
All right. Cool. So there are men that need to adorn themselves in glitter and glamour in order to feel important, right? We must understand that makes you important to yourself, to you, not to anybody else. You are of high value when people can rely on you, can trust you, can know that you are who you say you are. You continue to better that person, but you are that person. You bring equity to your surroundings. That's high value.
As high value men, the grind never stops. Okay? Right when you get to level 5, 6, you got like 4 more to go. And when you're on level 10, you still got 5 more to go. Pursuing the lifestyle or what you deem may be a high value man, it's not easy. The work has to be put in. You get out of life what you put in life. You can't walk around screaming that the white man against me, society against me, the system against me. I don't want to give a fuck about that shit, bro. Sorry for the curse word, but it is what it is.
Nobody gives a truck about that.
Nobody gives a truck or a bus about that, bro. Straight up. You understand? At the end of the day, there are men just like you that overcome all of that stuff. So why not you? I'm going to tell you why not you. Because you don't apply yourself to what you want out of life. Like, can't always say, right? Personal experience speaking here. I wasn't always in this position, bro. I remember grinding by myself to get to where I'm at right now. And I still have a lot more to go. But I'm in a very, very secure spot now that I take care of my family wholeheartedly. Me alone. I don't need the help from nobody. And there's no better satisfaction in life when you could stand on your own 2 feet and be like, listen, I did this on my own. I did this from grinding. And you don't appreciate it unless you put that work in. When someone hands something over to you, you don't really care if that fall apart or fail because you didn't work to get it. They hand it to you.
Preach.
When you work to get something to a particular level, bro, you go all in and you bite a nigga face off to protect that. You know what I'm saying? Because you knew what it took to get to that point, and you know it wasn't easy through blood, sweat, and tears. Now you where you need to be. So for some goofy ass person to even question you on how or why you got what you got, bro, and you got to include a very positive circle around you too. You understand?
Yeah.
Show me your closest friends, and I'll show you your future. Straight up. Show me your closest 3 to 5 friends, and I'll show you what your future's going to be like. You hang with bums, you're going to become a bum. Because ain't a fucking thing a bum can tell me, bro. What are we even conversating about? We have nothing to talk about, bro. How you going to tell me about life and what I need to do when your lifestyle don't project exactly what you're saying? Seeing is believing, man. My five brothers who I hang around, right? And you number 6 now, right? All of us right there, bro, coming up. I'm talking about from like age 16 to now, bro. We held each other accountable. This nigga can't listen. He wasn't always a doctor. When he was fucking up, we stepped in and tell him, yo, listen, bro, that chick, bad news. Yo, that decision you're about to make, bad news. And likewise, bro. That's why the cohesiveness of us 30 years later is still solid. That's rare, bro.
Yeah.
People don't have that nowadays, bro, because they hang around bullshit ass people all day. Bullshit ass people produce bullshit ass people. Straight up. There's no way around it. Straight up, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna end it like this, right? The grind never stops. When you think you arrive, you still got a couple miles to go, and even when you hit the finish line, it's another race. Yeah. It's another race, bro, and another one.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And you never should stop grinding until you get to where you need to get to. And even when you get there, you still can't be satisfied and kick back and say, listen, I've arrived. Because the minute you feel you arrived is when you fail. Yep. Keep going. I'm man over that.
Ladies and gents, boys and girls, this is episode 14, or was episode 14 of the Sup'm Show, where we discuss men of little value. As always, let's continue to talk it out so we can figure it out, so we can work it out. Y'all be safe, and I'll see you in the Monday. Yeah.